I've got Joe Norris from Get Your Tips Out, who provides daily horse racing tips, and we're going through all the different races for the Cheltenham Festival 2024, and a valuable race that all punters seem to like to have a good bet in is the Champion Bumper. So, Joe, have you got anyone picked out? Any tips and predictions for the Champion Bumper this year?
Champion Bumper. So this is a race. Obviously, I like most races at Cheltenham to watch. But for me, for inexperienced punters out there, I think the Champion Bumper is a race you want to leave alone, really, in my opinion. Because these horses, they're inexperienced, they're young. Anything can really improve on the day. Down the years, there's been some big price winners. You even get the third, fourth string coming through and winning this. I find it a really tricky race that I think people go a bit overboard about, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's probably half the field that are going there unbeaten. So, and even some of them might be, but these was more impressive than somebody else. But all what you can do is beat who's in front of you. So I agree with what you're saying. I mean, but I've actually had a good bet in this, in the anti-post betting on Jasmine DeVoe. There's a few different yardsticks, obviously from the Mullins yard. They bought the horse in when it won first time out for, I think it was 120,000. The word within the yard was that it's going very well. So I backed it last week before it ran on its first race for the Mullins yard. I managed to get 20 to 1 on it. And I think he's now into something like 7 to 1 or 6 to 1. So I had a good each way bet. And I managed to get the 20s. So I'm quite bullish around him for that. And I think he's got a great chance. He'll go in all grounds. He was very impressive the other day. Typical Patrick Mullins kind of ride where he didn't come off the bridle. Won very well. I think he pulled clear by well over 10 lengths. I think he's got a great chance of him, being honest with you. I think even 6 to 1's good value, but I'm not going to back him anymore because I've managed to get the early price to 20 to 1, but
that's what I was going to say. Like you've got the value, obviously, but I find with this race, I've got to say, like, a word of warning: horses get over betting this all the time. I find people, they see a gamble in this race and they tend to jump on it more than any other race. Probably because they're so unexposed, we don't know much about them. For me, my method with this one is I normally have a couple of bets at bigger prices in this. I try and look away from the top of the market. I think it was last year I backed. The name's gone away from me now. The red and white colours. Can't think who it was now, but it went off about 20 to 1, and it came through late for fifth, I think. So I managed to get paid out for a place. Yeah. So that's the sort of way I approach this race. But yeah, I think just the word of warning, we don't know much about them and anything can improve, really.
I think, though, the opposite to what you're saying, though, there, if you get on early, in my opinion, people seem to over-obsess with Patrick Mullins Willie Mullins in this race, and especially whoever Patrick Mullins for this specific race is riding.
Yeah.
So if you can ever get information from the Mullins yard, or you hear something that's going well at the Mullins yard, sometimes they do, like you're saying, they do get probably too short a price for you to back them. And that's why I did an early bet on this one, because I think he's going to be impressive. And I think because it's a Mullins horse and Mullins has got a great track record in the race and at Cheltenham, I just think sometimes this race is a good kind of one to have an early bet on, because you can get 20, 25 to 1 for a horse. And he might have run twice and won twice. And on the day, it could be in at 10, 12 to 1. So I feel like you do get value in the... I agree with what you're saying. On the day, there seems to be like 12 horses all at 6, 7 to 1. And you're like, what's going on here? Like, the market's a false track. So I agree with what you're saying, but I think it's because everyone seems to be coming into the race running 2 times or running 3 times and winning 3 times. And it's like everyone's this world beater that everyone thinks this horse is going to win the race. Like, so sometimes finding value in the anti-post market for the Champion Bumpers a good show.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of what I look at the race. you know, for the following year for the Supreme. Obviously, last year you had a Dream to Share, won it last year, but the race had already thrown up some nice horses out of that. I just tend to enjoy this race and not have too much of a financial involvement, really.
Yeah. That makes sense. Anyone who is looking to place any bets on the Cheltenham Festival 2024, there's a link in the description for all the bookies that are offering non-run and no bet. I strongly recommend only placing really bets with the bookies offering this betting promotion, because there's nothing worse than trying to back a horse and then it not running and not getting your stake back. There's also, I'm interviewing Joe for every single race at the Cheltenham Festival 2024. So be sure to check all the links again in the description for Joe's tips for all the different races that are being run this year.